Do you ever feel like something is missing? It isn't anything visual or materialistic, it is a feeling or a particular emotion, and ReZero has made me realize that I am missing that. ReZero captures that in a very unique way. There will be no spoilers in the following bit of the video. When they arrive, I will give you a warning. I clicked play on the first episode just this previous Saturday, and within a week, I finished all 50 episodes. This was not intentional, but because of something having to do with the human condition. Every other anime or show has some cliffhanger at the end of their episodes, but in ReZero, it was more than that. Every time the episode ends, you are left with FOMO, fear of missing out. Every time the end titles crossed my screen, I had a pale and frozen emotion on my face. The question I asked the most was, why? Why like this? Why did this have to happen? Luckily, I did not have the fullest schedule that week. I had nothing much to do since I like to isolate myself in my room. And this brings me to my next point. I will cover something now that I don't see as a spoiler. It is something that explains the main character, and in what way he represents most of the viewers. It does get explained in some sort of way later in the anime, but I've seen many people question what all of it was about. Now I will continue. In the first episode, Subaru is in a store where he is looking through anime/manga magazines. He stares through the window and sees a couple walking together, and he has a facial expression that I cannot explain. Subaru is a hikikomori. A hikikomori is someone who is living a lifestyle that only exists out of self-isolation, closure, and giving up on life. That doesn't necessarily mean you are suicidal, but instead equals to putting yourself in a state where you are pretty much waiting for time to pass, having unexplainable negative feelings and thoughts. Like Subaru, I can guarantee that a lot of the viewers also have a lifestyle like a hikikomori. I'm not saying that a lot of people are hikikomoris, but there are many that live along the same lifestyle. You might have some posters of anime, sit in your room all day, and most importantly, you don't know where to go with your life. Especially during late puberty, most teens struggle with either the meaning of their life or are stuck between decisions they aren't able to comprehend. You feel as if the mistakes you make equal to you being a burden upon the people around you, and you are constantly pressured with these thoughts, which lead to anxiety. There will be spoilers of the anime now, both season 1 and 2. A ton of people in the show's community judged ReZero to be trash because of the way Subaru didn't question him spawning in the middle of a fantasy world, and even judged his love for Satella, Emilia, and found it coming over as fake or forced. My response to that is, use a bit of imagination instead of referring everything to logic. It is a fantasy, and him spawning into this world isn't the point of the story. In my opinion, it would be unnecessary to give a whole episode to him questioning why and what had happened. Instead, we jump right into the flow, and as a YouTuber, I can tell you that the retention would have been horrible and probably would lose a lot of eyes from the show. His feelings for Emilia aren't forced nor fake. Yes, he did expect a cute woman to have summoned him, but it was played in a very comedic way and is not why he's in love with her. The second Subaru saw her, he already was stunned by her. It might have been some love at first sight, but if the love isn't real, it would fade away after some time. As we go further into the episode, we can truly understand more of why Subaru behaved extra kind and caring to Emilia, and see the love for her grow as well. As at first, he got saved by her, so to do the favor back, he insisted to help her get her insignia back, and later on, he saw her get brutally murdered. Laying next to her, he saw her soulless body, and he said, that was the core of his actions that followed, and that also applies to my point of why ReZero will crush you. It was a shock to see her just die, but quickly became to realize that it could all be undone. Subaru has a checkpoint. As relieving as that was, little did I know that it would be the most hurtful piece of the story. As the episodes pass, we learn more about the characters and they become sentimental to us. We have built a loving to them, and here is where it twists. We see the characters we love do horrible things or get recklessly slaughtered. Even if it all gets undone by Subaru respawning, we constantly see their deaths. It was worse every time, and it was more graphic than anything I'd ever seen. Over and over, they died. No. What I said was wrong. I'm talking about the respawning and it being undone. When Subaru does a second trial, we get to know something. All this time, the moment he died, that world kept moving forward.
これでもうおしまい。ありうべからざる今を見ろ。レムは状況の悪化を防いだだけです。ありうべからざる今を見ろ。ありうべからざる今を見ろ。ありうべからざる今を見ろ。ありうべからざる今を見ろ。ありうべからざる今を見ろ。ありうべからざる今を見ろ。ありうべからざる今を見ろ。ありうべからざる今を見ろ。ありうべからざる今を見ろ。嘘つき、嘘つき、嘘つき、嘘つき。なんだこれは。エミリア様。嘘つき。スバル、スバル。言ったのに。私を好きって言ってくれたのに。スバル。エミリア。どうしてスバルはなんでこんな。
He respawned in a new lifetime where he hadn't died yet, but all previous deaths, they were real. I can't for the life of me get over the pain of Emilia, such as the scene where Subaru finds Rem, and to undo her coma he stabs himself in the throat, coming to realize that the checkpoint was already past the battle against the white whale, and he had died for no reason. Not knowing that in the time-space he had stabbed himself, Emilia would find him dead. After the amazing moments they had together, him laying on her lap after throwing away the explosive crystals, him confessing his feelings to her again and again, and just the moment of love they had in the wagon. After all of that, after Emilia said she'd be on his side, she finds him dead by suicide next to a body she doesn't remember. That absolutely demolished my feelings. I remember pausing and gazing into my screen, seeing Emilia in that other time space with Subaru no longer with her. A dozen of episodes have passed, and at this point I even finished season 2 and I'm desperately waiting for season 3, but I still haven't forgotten about the time spaces where Subaru has passed. I am in denial that it exists. I was hoping for all of those time spaces to just end, have everyone die so they who we dear the most no longer suffer. It might be egotistical to think this way, yet I wouldn't change my thoughts. After everything, I still am in pain because of all the rest that has been forgotten. I had expected Rem to be awake by the end of the season, but I was in tears when the end screen showed up. And what had left me in even more agony is again a major cliffhanger.
大事な話をしましょう。私の部屋に来てくれる？約束破りの常習犯な俺だが、夜にエミリア団の部屋に呼ばれてその約束を破るという選択肢があるだろうかいやない。ごめん、ちょっと何言ってるのかわかんない。大丈夫だよ、エミリア団。何があっても俺は君に幻滅したりしない。スバル。
However, about what I said in the beginning, do you ever feel like something is missing? It isn't anything visual or materialistic, it is a feeling or a particular emotion. That feeling is love. If you are a lonely motherfucker like I am, then it's gonna burn watching this show. This is not an irony. I usually have no particular feeling when I see love between others, but seeing it in the way this show portrays it, it was painful. The true essence of love were animated and vocalized in a way that couldn't have been done better. The way they deal with rejection was so powerful. Love is not only romanticism, but it is also caring, helping, pushing, fighting, raging, crying, sobbing, calming, listening. I can't tell you how much of a use someone who I can cry in front of would be, where I can break down and let them know about my struggles. In a story of human form animals, spirits, dinosaurs, beasts, maids, witches, vampires, clowns, queens, and elves, ReZero manages to capture relatability. Thank you everyone for reaching the end of this video. If there were opinions of mine that you disagree with, make sure to let me know because I am fully open for what others have to say. This was my first ever video on this channel, so if you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate a subscribe. Anyways, my venture into anime started not too long ago, so if there's anything you want me to review or talk about, then also let me know. I wish you a good day, and please do not be so hard on yourself.